welcome back to another episode of Plant Based Besties. I'm DEBICHEW, RN, and I'm here with Joey Troxel, former fat dude. How you doing, Joey?
I don't have any initials after my name, Deb. Sorry. I'm doing good. Yes, I'm a former.
Yes, you do. You have a master's.
Yeah. I have a bunch of certifications. Yeah, I've met my bachelor's and my certifications. Yeah.
Those are letters. Okay. That's a lot of work to get your bachelor's and all that.
Yours are cool. You have RN, which, by the way, in kids lingo is right now, right? Can you come over RN, like right now, right? And help me with this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Can you come during lunch, RN? Like, what is RN? Are you a nurse? Like, no, right now. Like, oh, okay. I had no idea then. So
I know, me neither. Thank you for keeping me updated on the teenage slang.
All right. So today we're talking about things we used to believe about plant-based eating that we changed our mind about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Deb, it's been a long road of learning for us, right? Like you start in one place. You think you're like, oh, I'm going to do this. I know about this. I've been watching this. I'm going to make a channel about this. And then along the way, you start going down these different paths and you're like, okay, I need to make an adjustment. So like, it's just one learning process after another, which accumulates to, I don't know, it's been like 8 or 9 or 10 years. We both started about in 2018, I believe, right?
I was 2016.
So both started in 2016, yeah. Both our videos were about the same time, within a month of each other, our first ones. So we've been at this for 10 years. And it definitely doesn't look like it did from the first day. Like, things have changed.
Right. We've changed.
For sure.
You know, I had no idea what I was doing in the beginning. And then that was obvious. I go back and watch those videos. I'm like, oy.
I know. I can't watch them. Yeah.
No, it's painful. And to see all my different hairstyles and colors. Like,
mine's been the same, Deb. So
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the story of us starting this podcast was like, hey, let's do something together. We like hanging out. Let's have a podcast. All right, we're podcasters. And that basically was it, right?
Right. You just get these make you look like a podcaster.
Yeah, that's it. I got the mic. That's it.
Yeah.
And even this has changed by a little bit in the last year that we've had this, right?
Right.
It's very similar, but we've started having more guests. I feel like we've got more viewers, and we're kind of, I guess it's kind of the same, but it is slowly evolving, I think. So
yeah.
So things we used to believe about plant-based eating that we changed our mind about. I'm going to bring up some topics, and we'll see what Deb has to say, and then I'll chime in. All right.
Okay.
So the first thing is, I thought protein didn't matter as a plant-based eater, right? You know, we started out with eating a high-starch diet. Don't worry about protein. Get your starches and non-starches in. Don't even worry about calories. But protein, you get enough protein, and of course, no matter what, you're going to get enough protein to live.
Mm-hmm. So, if you're eating enough calories, then you're going to get enough protein.
So what are your thoughts about protein didn't matter?
Right. And I believed that for a long time until I realized that I was going downhill. I really was. I didn't feel good. And I wasn't able to, I was working out at the gym like crazy, no muscle gain. And I had to make a change. And I know you did too. And it was like right around the same time, like we do everything else. We're like, this is just not working. The scale's not moving and I just don't feel good.
Yeah, I think we both had to learn when we started tracking things and our body measurements and all that, we were learning that any weight that we're losing, if you don't eat protein, is being taken from muscle. Like you're not losing body fat. And that became an issue pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So protein protects your muscle, right? It helps you build muscle. If you're not trying to build muscle, it protects your muscle from being taken by your body to burn for energy. What you want is to burn body fat, right? Mm-hmm. Stored body fat. And it don't take fat or muscle. It doesn't care.
No.
So by having enough protein, you're protecting that. We had to learn that the hard way.
Right.
And it's interesting because the YouTubers we followed originally doing high starch diets, also, they haven't made announcements or anything. They haven't changed their format, but you'll notice they've got higher protein version meals now. And they'll talk about that. I'm going to have this for protein, right? Well, you didn't talk about protein for how many years? And now all of a sudden you're talking about it as if you've always done it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
it's interesting. Yeah.
There are definitely subtle hints happening out there where, unlike us, we're just like, protein. We're focusing on protein. But some of the other ones who don't want to, be so stark and make a change, or you'll see hints that they're doing that also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I don't think we're being obsessed with protein. I get comments, why are you obsessed with protein? Why are you obsessed? It's like, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm just making sure I'm getting adequate protein for what my goals are. And maybe you don't want to build muscle, but you should at least be protecting the muscle you have, especially as you get older. You're a woman, you're in menopause, postmenopause. Yeah, your muscle's going to go down real quick.
And Deb, it isn't so much that our channels are focused on protein. We realized when you and I started doing this that in order to get a decent amount of protein for our calories every day on a vegan diet, that was really tough. The primary sources of protein are never really introduced to us. We're told chickpeas full of protein, beans full of protein.
Mm-hmm.
Those are carbohydrate sources that have protein in them, but they're not primary sources of vegan protein.
Right.
The reason we're showing you, hey, use this fava bean tofu, because it's loaded with protein. It's a primary source, right?
Right.
And you and I are showing that because we didn't see that. We had to learn that, right?
Exactly.
Hey, look at this seitan. You can make your own seitan. It's loaded with protein. It's got the same amount of calories as chicken, the same amount of protein with no cholesterol. Did you know that? You can make this at home? No, I had no idea. Now we make it all the time. So our channels may look to you that we're protein crazy, but what we're really doing is showing you you can get plenty of protein if you have higher protein goals on a vegan diet. And here's how we're doing it. It isn't meat like beans, right?
Right. You have to be intentional about what you're eating. And that was the problem before because we weren't tracking, for one. And then we were relying on beans and quinoa and that for our protein source. So you've got to, tracking is great, as we have talked about before, but eating those primary proteins.
And Deb, if you remember that when we had Scotty B on, right? He talked about the differences in protein. He said, here's the primary sources of protein, which were the higher end tofu, right? The high protein tofu, like the fava bean tofu, seitan, tempeh. Those had higher amounts of protein. They were at least 1 gram of protein per 10 calories. So 10 grams per 100, right?
Yeah.
And then he said the other ones that we always think of as vegan protein source, beans, right? That sort of thing, chickpeas, black beans, all of that. They have protein, but they're not a primary source. They're a secondary source, and because they're a source for carbohydrates. So he laid that all out, and it became very clear, like you and I knew this already, but very, very clear if you're a first-time user that your primary source of vegan protein should not be beans. That's a secondary.
Right. And you should definitely eat beans because you got to get the fiber. We know that fiber is just as important as protein. So I always, people are like, why aren't you eating beans? Like, I do eat beans. I'm just trying to show you how to get protein because that's the hard part. Getting beans, that's easy.
Yeah, because just like in a meat eating world, the high sources of protein in the plant-based world they have some fiber, which they have over the meat, right? But not a lot. They're not primary sources of fiber. The beans are, right? So you still need them both, right? And you have to kind of follow what you need to in order to get them in. If you're not worried about calories, it's easy. But if you're counting calories, then you have to allow for both of them.
Right.
So we did change our mind that protein doesn't matter. It does matter. Do you get enough protein on a plant-based diet to live without worrying about this? You absolutely do. Do you get enough to compensate for losing protein absorption as you're getting older or to build muscle or any of that stuff? You do not.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, if you're intentional, you can.
Right. Yeah, right. But just doing the way we did.
No.
We are showing you on our videos how to make sure you get that. So that's really cool.
Exactly.
Right. So protein, we changed our minds about. It is important to us, and it's a big part of our lives, but it is not like an obsession.
Right.
And then remember, the fat you eat is the fat you wear, right? My family members would tell me that. And they didn't know anything about the starch solution, right? So I thought all fats were bad. We avoided fats at all costs, right? Do you still do that?
I still don't cook in oil, but I will use like the avocado spray sometimes. I don't use a lot of oil just because I don't really like that taste. I mean, that feeling in my mouth. But I'm not afraid of it like I used to be. I'd be like, oh my God, there's like one little bit of oil in there. Forget it. I'm not going to eat it. But when I went to Greece a few weeks ago, there's olive oil and everything, so for those 15 days, I was eating a lot of olive oil. I had no choice.
Yeah,
And it's,
I'm Italian, same thing, right? It's
yeah,
like, yeah.
yeah. So I don't think there's anything wrong with a little bit of it, but it is really calorie dense. So if you are trying to lose fat, then that's going to be an area you're going to want to stay away from or do less of. But I don't think it's like before how I felt about it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of was scared to eat an avocado before, right?
Yes.
Because of
Or
the fat.
walnuts or something. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
but you and I no longer look at avocado and walnuts the way we look at oil, right?
Right.
Uh,
Exactly.
they're both fats, but
Right.
I'm the same way. I still don't cook with oil. I may use a little spritz of spray oil,
Hmm.
just so it doesn't stick, but that's it. I don't fry
Right.
anything in oil. I don't use oil in any recipes. So for the same reason, because it's so calorie dense, but there is some benefits. There's a lot of benefits to eating healthy fats like avocado, right?
Yeah.
Uh, for all sorts of things. So I don't believe all fats are bad anymore. I believe that they're calorie dense, so you have to be aware of them. And
Right.
that I try to eat, or I do eat unprocessed fats if I'm eating fat. I also make it a percentage of my diet. So I make it like no more than 20% of my diet. So my calories for the day, if they're 1,500, then no more than 300 calories of what I eat can come from healthy fats, right?
Hmm.
It says
Yeah.
20%. And I feel like we're probably in the same place on this. So.
Yeah, definitely. The walnuts and seeds are great. Top them on a salad or whatever. And yeah, you need that healthy fat, especially for hormone production. It's really important.
Yeah, I agree. All right. I used to think that all that exercise was just cardio. Like I had to do cardio to get exercise. And Deb, I don't know if you know this, but I hate cardio. Like I do not run. Right. Just so you know, I hate it. I don't do the thing where you stand and go like this or the rowing. Like I'm not doing anything. I build muscle. Muscle guys cannot stand cardio. Right. So I what did you think? Did you think all exercise like you
Oh yeah,
had to do cardio?
I thought I had to be dripping sweat, out of breath, um, running on the treadmill or running. I mean, I did a half marathon for God's sakes. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Um, the training for that was brutal, but oh, go, 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 you know? And I thought that's the only way I could lose weight was to just do all this cardio. Big mistake. You do
Yeah.
need cardio. I mean, you do need it for just for your heart. You need to like walk briskly, get a little bit out of breath. That's really important. Go upstairs. But as far as running, when I see people running, I'm like, don't do it.
I do the same thing.
You're killing your joints.
There's there's studies that talk about when you look at resistance training, if you spend an hour of resistance training and you look at running, right? You spend 30 minutes to an hour of running. When you're done with them, right? The resistance training doesn't make you any hungrier, but the running makes you
Yes.
really hungry,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So, unless you have a high metabolism, you're going to kill all those gains and calories you made as soon as you're done running because you're going to be starving.
Right.
That's one of the reasons that I don't do it. I get cardio every day, right? So after I'm done with my workout, last night when you saw my workout end at the gym, you may have noticed in there on
You went on
heavy,
the treadmill.
there was treadmill, right? And here's why, Deb, because I normally don't add treadmill to my chest and back day, but when I looked at my calories, I was done. And my, short, efficient little body only burned 440 calories doing an almost 2-hour workout, right? But
Yeah.
because I'm short, everything's efficient. So I'm at 440 calories. I need to be at 600 calories. That's my goal every day to burn if I'm at the gym. So I jumped in the treadmill and just did a walk at 2.5 miles per hour for 30 minutes or whatever. So as soon as my watch said I was at 600 calories, that's it. I stopped it. Right. And you saw that in the heavy.
You're like, done.
Yeah. So that's my cardio, Deb. Like I did a little walking, right? A little brisk walking type of thing, just right after my workout, and I was done. And then a lot of times I do get up in the morning because I want my vitamin D to be produced, and I'll get out in the sun before it gets hot, and I'll do 2 miles around my neighborhood, right? Am I running? No, I'm not even like, I'm not out of breath, but like, I'm doing a little walk, right? So I don't necessarily do cardio, but I definitely do some walking to burn calories when I can. And it's every day, actually. I used to think that I really need to run. And I was a runner for about a year. And then suddenly I had plantar fasciitis, Deb. Like, I was like, what the hell? Why is this happening? Right. So I don't do that anymore. I don't believe that anymore.
Right.
Yeah. And I guess we're in the same place there, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next, I thought eating less was always better when we were eating plant-based because like I didn't want to gain weight. So eating less keeps you from gaining weight, right?
No.
Yeah, not at all.
Well, and that was the thing. Like it was, what's the word? Contradictory, because on the one hand they're saying eat as much as you want, and then you're not losing weight, and then you're gonna okay, I'm gonna eat less, and that didn't work either. So what's the problem? Because you're not fueling your body in the correct way.
Yeah. Well, and then eating less really can work for a day or two, and then suddenly you're going to be starved one day, and you're just going to like binge, right? And you wind up in this, you get this cycle of binging and purging. When I was in wrestling in high school, like any wrestler has an eating disorder because you're coming up to your weigh-in. So you stop eating for like 2 or 3 days because you got to weigh in. You want to weigh in at a certain class. You can wrestle at that class, right? And then as soon as you weigh in, you're not wrestling to the next day. You are stuffing yourself with food, right?
It's crazy.
It's sickening. So
unhealthy.
Yeah, and that's a high school thing that they teach.
I know, it's bad.
It's pretty scary. So I think that eating less may get the scale down for a day or two, but it's not healthy, and it is not sustainable. You really have to do something you can do over a long period of time, and stopping eating is not it, right?
Right. And when you're building muscle and you have more muscle in your body, you can eat more, and you need to eat more to fuel yourself. So it's like that's the upside. It's like if you don't want to lift weight, I mean, just lift weights so you can eat more.
And that has happened to me. My metabolism was about 1,300, and now it's over 1,400 because I'm carrying much more muscle. So that's changed, which is really cool, right?
Yeah.
I'm still short, right? So
you can't change that.
I know. So I still never going to go over like 1,400 or 1,500 calories a day for losing weight. So my maintenance is right around 1,900 calories now, which is the highest it's ever been. But I'm not the same as everyone else, and that's all I need. So for sure, eating less, not the best option for you. It's not sustainable, right?
It's not sustainable. That's the key.
It is not. All right. And then Deb, one of the things I thought was, as a vegan, is I thought processed vegan food was the enemy, right? What? Chickenless strips? Oh no, that's processed. I ain't eating that, right? What did you discover about some processed vegan food?
Well, unfortunately, I have celiac, so a lot of that processed stuff has wheat in it.
Yeah. So
I don't really indulge too much. There's a couple products, forget the brand, but you can get like the chicken strips, and I will eat that occasionally. But yeah, sometimes I see all that tofurkey, the lunch meat, and I'm like, God. But nope, it's all got wheat in it. So
yeah.
So that's how, where I'm coming from on that. I don't think it's particularly bad to have some of that in your diet, whereas before I would be like, oh, that's horrible. But I think it's okay, but how do you feel?
What about the mycelium products? Are you able to eat that? Mushroom base?
I didn't really care for it, the texture. Yeah. I did try that, and yeah.
So here's my take on it, all right?
Let's hear it.
I have a family. My son's a vegetarian, although I don't know when the last time he had any dairy was. But at home he's a vegan, so he likes hot dogs. So I buy these Light Life hot dogs that are vegan, right? Mm-hmm. And then I buy the Nature's Own keto bread, which is really low in calories and high in protein. So he gets a hot dog. The bread is 35 calories with like 6 grams of protein, and then the hot dog is low in calories and high in protein, and together for 210 calories, right? He has a hot dog with like, I don't know, it's 20 grams of protein, 21 grams of protein.
Yeah.
And I'm like going, well, that looks really good, and the macros are really good, right? I know it's all processed, but, throw on some fresh vegetables on it or something, you know what I mean? Veg it up. Yeah. And, so I'm like, I'm going to have one of those, and they're delicious. So occasionally I'll find myself eating a vegan hot dog, right? Is it processed? It sure is. But the macros are really good. Now, I'm not going to have that 3 times a day, right? It'll be no more than 20% of my calories overall for the day. But some of the products, like some of the Morningstar Farms chicken strips, they're 24 grams, the kind you throw on a salad. They're 24 grams of protein for a serving for like 140 calories or something.
Yeah.
Holy smoke.
And just for convenience, you work full time, and if you can come home, pull something out of the freezer, and you're getting the good macros, then why not? And Lex, he's a kid. He wants to eat hot dogs and pizza and stuff like that. That's normal. So I think it's great. It's better than him eating a meat diet.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting because Lex and Tim went to Minnesota for a graduation, my niece's graduation. I couldn't go because school was still in session. It was finals week. I had to stay because I'm a teacher. So they went up there. And the family thinks that we eat crazy, right? Of course, they all now have heart disease, but I'm just putting that out there, right? They all think we eat crazy. So they get to dinner and they're like, we're waiting to see what Lex orders, right? We can't wait to see what he eats. And Lex is like, I'm gonna order pizza and nuggets like everyone else because they had Impossible Nuggets and they had dairy-free cheese. And he's like, why is that so strange? Right? Like, he throw it right back at them. But you think of Lex growing up as a vegetarian in a vegan household. He didn't grow up as a vegetarian. He liked shrimp up until he was 6 or 7. But he grew up in a vegan household, and you think he would have some, crazy, like, religious, weird diet thing, right? Because I'm having the pizza and the nuggets, right? And that's it.
Like he's a teen.
Yeah, so when they're like, what do you eat? He's like, the same crap you do. And he says, I just don't have any cholesterol. So that's it. Which was like, because they all had cholesterol problems. But anyway, that's my kid, right? So is processed vegan food the enemy? I do not see it as the enemy anymore. I see it as, no, it's an option. Can you overview options? You sure can.
Yeah, right? Absolutely.
But it is a tool to get you where you need to go. And sometimes, I'm going to treat myself. A hot dog, like, what the heck? Like, I haven't had a hot dog in, 20 years or whatever. So if there's a vegan version, plus I'm supporting vegan companies, which is fine with me. So
right. And if that is a way for you to get off of meat, then why not? Yeah. If you can eat a vegan hot dog compared to a regular hot dog, go for it.
Yeah.
100%.
All right, Deb. So just some things we changed our mind about. We weren't so rigid. I think you and I have a tendency to jump in something and do it rigidly and go all out. And this is the way it's going to be. And no oil, right? Like just all that. Right.
We're like 100%. We're all in, both feet. And then we're like, wait a minute, calm down. Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm famous for that.
We have spouses that are like, okay, get it together, right?
Right. Yeah. I hear my husband talking to other people. She tracks everything, and I just go, it works for me.
Yeah.
It's not a burden. It's not a pain. It's easy. So
yeah, I like structure too. So it works for me.
Well, yes, exactly. I like to know what my day is going to be like from when I wake up. So
yeah. So Deb, we're just telling everyone we're not crazy. This is how we are, and accept us. This is normal, right?
For us, totally. That's why you get me. I like it.
I know we get each other, right? That's all we have is each other, right? And our spouses that make fun of us. That's all we have, right? All right. That's our episode for today. Things we used to believe about plant-based eating, but that we changed our mind about. Please leave a review for the podcast. We've got some really great reviews now. I think we have a perfect review score of 5.0 or 4.8 or something. It's really high. I think we have 10 reviews so far. We love that you're reviewing us. Leave us a 5-star review. If it's not 5 stars, tell us what we can do to make you happy and let us know. Anything you want to add, Deb?
Yeah, and share it with people.
Yes.
Podcast, when they're on the YouTube, everything. Just get it out in the world.
We are working hard to give you new episodes at least once a month. So, and that's not easy. A lot of the other plant-based podcasts have folded. So, and I know you guys following us love both of us. We love working together for you, right? Like this is so much fun for the two of us.
Right.
So we love doing it. So just help us support us so we can keep doing it, right?
Yeah. And then the password for today is, if you've made it this far on the YouTube, comment below with plant-based. And that way, you made it to the end with us, and we appreciate it. Like I said, share, subscribe to both of our channels. We're working hard, and we appreciate all of you.
We thank you guys very much for being here with us, and we will see you next time.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.